Yo, what is happening everyone? Today we're going to be reviewing the Henderson Precision case trimmer, but before we do, I just want to say thanks to everyone who saw my last video about the Savage Trigger Tech Diamond and went onto their website and requested that they start production of it. You guys rock. I've got a lot of feedback from a lot of you, and including from Trigger Tech themselves, saying that they are pretty pleased that we made that video happen and made that request happen. So you guys rock. Thank you so much for doing that. Today I'm going to review the Henderson Precision case trimmer. They sell two of these options. They have one that they sell with a little motor, electrical motor that comes with it, or you could buy this version here. If you have your own power tools, you could attach to it and it works just as well. So I opted for the cheaper option just because I already have nice Makita tools that I could attach to it. All right, so the cool thing about the Henderson Precision is that it is probably the most efficient way to trim your brass. It has a 3-in-1 Forester adapter here. I forget exactly what it's called, but it basically trims to length and it chamfers and deburs the inside and outside all at the same time, making it extremely efficient and by far one of the fastest ways to trim your brass. All right, so what I did in order to make this work for me was I just attached the Henderson Precision to a 2x4 that I cut to size, and then I put it into a bench vise and it works really well. All right, so when you buy the Henderson Precision, they send these extra bolts with nuts on them so you could adjust them to whatever caliber or whatever case you use. And then you're gonna need to buy these extra pilots that are the 3-in-1s because they're specific for caliber. So the one that I have on here is a 30 caliber, and I'm just gonna show you guys how that works. In order to adjust the nut for your overall length, for your trim length, all you're gonna need is a 1/4-inch wrench. And then what I have here is a 13mm wrench here to just loosen it. So you just loosen like so. And then as you see, you adjust the length as needed. So I'm gonna loosen this up and I'm gonna show you guys how I go about making my adjustments. All right, so here I've got a properly sized 308 case. It's gonna be, let's see if I can measure it out for you guys, 2.006. So what you do then is you put the case into this end here and then you run it forward, and what you're watching for is the contact right there, and you see right up in this area that the trimmer still isn't being contacted. So the way I do it is I screw this in until the brass is actually making contact with the cutter head. So right there, the brass is making contact with the cutter head, and there is space here for the bolt to come back to the stop. And that there is gonna be right exactly where I need to adjust that nut right here in order to make sure that my trim length is 2.007. All right, so I'm gonna back that out, put your 1/4-inch Allen key in there, and then take your 13mm and just adjust it as needed, or I should say snug it up as needed, and that there's perfect, or pretty dang close to being perfect. All right, so I've got some brass here, and it's gonna be measuring along right in that 2.020 mark. So I've got 3 of them here, and we're just gonna show you guys how easy that is to trim them up. All right, so you take your first brass, put it in the collet, run it in, and just as fast as that, see how close I can get it for you guys. But you can see it chamfers, deburs, and trims to length. And when you measure it, you're at 2.009. So I'll do the other 2 here. This is the next one. As you guys can tell, nice and long. Just like that. There you go. So I'm 2 thousandths long, so I'm gonna make that adjustment. Use my Allen key. Loosen that nut, bring it in just a little bit, and then take another piece here. And I totally over adjusted it. So let's make that adjustment back. I'm just gonna loosen that up like that. I think this one was 2.009. There it is. So let's see what kind of adjustment we made there. So 2.008. So obviously on camera it's a little bit hard to work around the camera, but it's very, very simple and very repeatable. All right, so one of the things that you don't want to do is you don't want to adjust these two Allen keys here, because they are preset from the factory, and you're just going to mess it up. So the only Allen key that you're going to want to remove is going to be this one here on the top, and that is so that you could replace this pilot for a different caliber. Literally just as simple as that, where you just now put on your 6.5 millimeter or whatever one you have that you're gonna use. And there's this cutout here that you just line up this top screw. And it doesn't have to be super snug, but I'll give it a little bit of love. Yep. All right guys, so just like that, you have really nicely trimmed brass. Is it worth it? You know, I don't know. It depends on how much you load and how much you care about just the consistency of your trims. For me, it does matter. So it was definitely worth the purchase. And in the time that I've had it, which is now going on half a year or so, it has saved me so much time. So I definitely recommend it. This was a really good purchase for reloading. And definitely, I'll just say it, the best tool that has saved me the most amount of time in my reloading process right here. So check out Henderson Precision, give them some love, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.